5:30.
It's a good day to limit the exposed skin out there with strong winds just about blowing us over today. Now, take a look at this guy. He's got the right idea. He's on the MSUM Moorhead campus. Cover up because gusts are reaching up to 50 miles per hour in some spots. Let's check in with Hutch to find out if we'll be dealing with it all night. Hutch?
Well, some of us will be dealing with it longer than others. The wind, at least the gusty nature of it, has settled down a little bit here in the Fargo area as we take a look out across the Red River into Minnesota. Wind speed 17 in Fargo out of the north, but still gusts over 30 in Fergus Falls this hour. Notice out to the west there is a decrease in sustained wind speeds down to 10 miles per hour in Jamestown. Here's a look at those temperatures. They are in the teens for much of our viewing area, and that means wind chills are in the single digits, both above and below zero. The wind has been kicking up a little snow, reducing visibility in open country. Bemidji reporting 4 miles of visibility. Here's your planner for this evening. Bundle up. A good idea still this evening. We'll see rapidly falling temperatures as the clear skies and decreasing wind will allow things to slip into the single digits for many out to the east. But clouds will move in overnight, a few flakes, and those clouds are a sign of some change towards warmer weather. And I'll have details on that, as well as our next chance of flaky weather here in a few minutes.
A little bit of everything.
Well, yeah, we like to keep it interesting.
Yes, we do. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Well, new developments today in the case against one of the two suspects in the murder of Savannah Graywind. Brooke Cruz has now pleaded guilty to all charges and will be sentenced next month. Cruz's boyfriend, William Hain, is also facing charges of conspiracy to commit murder and kidnapping. His trial date will be in March of next year. Now, investigators have not said how Graywind was killed, but Fargo's police chief has called it a cruel and vicious act. The baby was found alive in Cruz and Hain's apartment in Fargo. Graywind was 8 months pregnant when she disappeared in August. Kayakers found her body wrapped in plastic in a river. Well, 5 people are in jail after a drug bust in Becker County, Minnesota. Last night, law enforcement executed a search warrant in rural Ogama, Minnesota, which is just south of Mahnomen. Officers recovered meth, marijuana, 2 firearms, and over $6,000 in cash. All 5 people in the home were taken into custody. Formal charges are pending. Officials say the investigation is ongoing and more arrests are possible. A North Dakota man is dead after a rollover crash in Ramsey County. It happened around 8:30 this morning near Crary, just west of Devil's Lake. The North Dakota Highway Patrol reports that the vehicle spun out on an icy road, hit the ditch, and then rolled. The driver, a 90-year-old man from Fordville, was pronounced dead at the scene. His name isn't being released until his family is notified. Authorities in New York City are trying to piece together the background of an immigrant who detonated a pipe bomb in the subway. At least 4 people were hurt. Meg Oliver has the latest from Port Authority bus terminal near Times Square.
This surveillance video shows the suspect detonating an explosive in a subway walkway near Times Square. Police have identified him as 27-year-old Akiyed Ullah, an immigrant from Bangladesh who was living in Brooklyn.
This was an attempted terrorist attack.
The suspect's abdomen and hands were burned when the crude pipe bomb went off.
The device is based on a pipe bomb. It was affixed to his person with a combination of Velcro and zip ties.
A law enforcement source tells CBS News Ullah made the bomb intending for it to hurt others and carried out the attack for ISIS. He came to the U.S. on a visa 7 years ago. Sources tell CBS News Ullah traveled overseas recently to Bangladesh and to the United Arab Emirates. The attempted terror attack during the morning rush shut down streets and train lines around the Port Authority bus terminal near Times Square.
It shook a little bit. You didn't really hear it too much, but you felt the shake.
At least 5 others were slightly wounded in the tunnel.
Thank God the perpetrator did not achieve his ultimate goals. Thank God our first responders were there so quickly.
Authorities say the suspect is speaking with investigators from his hospital bed. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
This is the second terror attack in New York City in recent weeks. On Halloween, a driver sped down a bike path on the West Side Highway, killing 8 people. Well, it was mixed emotions today for Philadelphia Eagles fans as they celebrate a division championship, but do so while learning they'll be without star quarterback and former Bison Carson Wentz for the rest of the season. Wentz was hurt in Sunday's game against the Los Angeles Rams. Eagles head coach Doug Peterson said, based on film, he believed the injury may have happened before he was hit. Wentz, who is a favorite in the NFL MVP race, had an MRI earlier today that confirmed the injury. It was a grisly discovery. A woman was found hanging from a tree in a residential neighborhood yesterday. The family says a 75-year-old woman took her own life, and health experts say suicide in the elderly is a growing concern. LA News Team's Ryan Laughlin has the troubling trend.
They said that it was suicide.
Before the sun rose Sunday morning, police were called to this Grand Forks neighborhood.
Police found that the body was hanging on the tree.
A 75-year-old woman police are calling an unattended death. When the family was asked if she was sick, they said,
No.
Neighbors tell me they were shocked and confused when they heard about the grisly discovery on this block Sunday morning. And even though this case seems unusual to many here, the rates of suicide for the elderly in this country is surprisingly high.
As people get older, they tend to get more isolated, particularly if they don't have a large family.
According to the American Foundation for Suicide and Prevention, people over the age of 85 have the highest rate of suicide in the country. Not only that, but in North Dakota, the suicide rate is higher than the national average, whereas in Minnesota, it's below the national average.
Rural areas tend to have a higher suicide rate, and that may correlate with isolation.
Doctors say this is a curable disease.
Then the important thing is to get them in contact with other relatives, mental health agencies, their personal physician.
From Grand Forks, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
Warning signs include withdrawal, isolation, or talk of suicide. And health experts say if you have concerns about someone, it's a good idea to remove high-risk items like firearms or pills. If someone is in a crisis, to contact emergency services. And for the first time, Minnesota U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar is weighing in on Al Franken's replacement. While Klobuchar wouldn't say who she prefers to take Franken's spot, she does say she trusts Governor Dayton to make the right decision. She says Franken told her personally that he plans on stepping down by the end of the year. Klobuchar also believes that future sexual harassment allegations involving lawmakers shouldn't be looked at as the same.
Senator Franken resigned because he felt he could no longer serve Minnesota, and it was not an easy day for anyone, for those that support him or those that didn't support him. And I think you have to look at each case.
Klobuchar believes Governor Dayton will make a decision on Franken's replacement within the next few days. Well, a lot of people